but this is just not okay. Like, and even if you don't have education on this, you should understand that when the person is saying no. Tak jaké z těch věcí, které Eva zaznamenala v těch rozhovorech, se stávaly i jí ve vztahu, tak ona sama začala hovořit prvotně o tom, že měli spolu 15krát denně sex. Hovořila dlouze o tom, že by se nemělo stávat to, že žena řekne muži 20krát nebo 15krát to, že s ním nechce spát, ale že prostě by mělo stačit říct jednou nechci s tebou spát a že ten muž by to měl pochopit. Nevěděla, když spolu začali chodit, že je závislý na nějakých drogách, byl sfetovaný, 20krát se ho údajně ptala, jestli něco bral, on jí 20krát lhal, že ne. He begged me, and I'm not even kidding, to give him a blowjob while he was streaming. There was no camera, there was no microphone, just like him streaming the game, right? Hello guys, my name is Mike. Česká verze za chviličku. This is our interview with Eva. Are you okay for me telling Eva or Eva? Yes. Eva is Opat's ex-girlfriend. Opat is actually ex-biggest Czech streamer on Twitch from Czech Republic playing League of Legends. And I'm actually the biggest Hero creator on Czechoslovakian market. Hero is platform, something like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee, but local ones. Eva, I will just translate. Chlapi, vím, že na to koukají hlavně chlapi. Je to jednoduchý. Eva je Opatova bejvalka, Opat je bejvalý nejznámější český streamer, dokud jsme ho nesestřelili díky informacím, které jsme na něj vydali. Dneska si se Evou popovídáme, já jsem s ní nějakou dobu byl v kontaktu, byla nemocná, vyšli jsme jí vstříc, počkali jsme, takže kauza Opat pokračuje. Eva, I forgot to tell in English version that we're in touch for some time. Can you explain to the people how we met virtually and how we got in touch? I also told the Czech community that you were sick, so we were speaking over the phone, but not recording anything and not publishing anything. So can you a little bit, if someone from our Czech community don't know who you are and what you're doing, if like I think that Czech community knows you like as Opat's ex, but they don't know that you're a streamer and everything else. So can you introduce yourself a little bit? Yeah. Jenom jsem poprosil teda Opatovou bývalou partnerku, aby se trošku představila a ona se vám teď představí a vám to potom přeložím.
So, my name is Eva, I'm 22 and I'm a League of Legends streamer and pro player. So yeah, that's basically me. Nothing really much to add. I've been in relationship with Dan, starting I think in May or April 2023, and then ended in around February 2024. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
sorry, from April 23 to February 24?
Yeah, I think it's April or May. I think it's May and then February. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll just translate. Eva je profesionální lolkařka, která zároveň streamuje lolko, hovoří, jak jistě víte, anglicky, je z Francie. S Opatem chodila od dubna 2023 do února 2024 cca. To asi není pro nás relevantní. A teď si povíme asi, jak jsme se s ní spojili. Okay, so the thing is, let's be honest to the people, that I contacted you after the interview with Hazmat, because I did interview on Twitter, X Spaces, with Hazmat. Hazmat he's pro player or?
No. I mean, I don't know him much. I think he's just someone from the community doing editing or...
Okay, so was I speaking in Czech?
No, you're speaking
in English. Okay, so the truth is that we were talking to Hazmat about allegations that we published with a bunch of girls. I think now we have published, I don't know, 6 or 7 videos maybe with alleged victims of Opat. They're contacting my wife even I think yesterday she got one new message from a new victim. So I was doing an interview with Hazmat over the Twitter Spaces, over X Spaces, and I told the community, hey, can you take this interview and send it to Eva? We want to talk to her, but I don't think that she speaks Czech, so she don't understand our videos. And that was the thing how we got in touch together. We spoke. It's not. I don't think it's something bad to tell the people that we spoke before this interview, like one time when you were sick. And I tried to understand the situation, and I'll tell you funny thing in just a moment. I will translate it. S Evou jsme se vlastně poznali, já jsem teď měl takový monolog, s Evou jsme se poznali tak, že jsem dělal na Twitteru, v rámci Twitter Spaces nebo X Spaces, rozhovor s osobou, která se jmenuje Hazmat, to je osoba z komunity jako lolkařský, kdy vlastně já jsem věděl, že Eva neumí česky a že bude asi těžký, aby si pustila našich několik videí, které máme o Opatovi. Shodou náhod včera nám psala nová poškozená Opata, psala Simoně, zpracováváme to, kdy já jsem je poprosil, aby vzali ten rozhovor a poslali ho jí. Následně jsme se teda nakontaktovali, není žádným tajemstvím, že jsme spolu jednou hovořili před tímhle rozhovorem přes telefon, nenahrávali jsme to, nenatáčeli jsme to, nedělali jsme z toho žádný video, protože Eva byla nemocná a domluvili jsme se, že to uděláme později. Okay, one more thing. Opat was telling the Czech Republic's community over the Instagram that we are paying the girls to tell the story. Can you tell us a little bit about this information? Have you got this information from him or something like that? Have we paid you something, and how much, if yes? And should we send you the money over the PayPal or wire transfer?
Yeah, I mean, PayPal will work for me. No, I mean, I actually, when the allegation dropped, I first got messages on Instagram from random people, like telling me he got accused of stuff and everything, and I didn't really understand because like the messages I got were not clear, did not give me link or anything I could like really relate on, so I was just like, okay, like I'm not gonna like trust those messages, right? So I just DM'd Dan first of all, and I was like, oh, yo, what's up with that and everything, and then he told me basically like, there's a guy trying to pay a girl to make me look bad, send people at my gym, I'm scared of going out, blah blah blah. And I was like, what is going on? And he was like, yeah, and also my ex, she's crazy, she talked about stuff. And I was like, that's suspicious. And my best friend is Czech, so Ellie is Czech, and so I kind of like sent her the stuff, and I was like, what's going on? And she started to explain to me, translate, and everything. And then that's the moment I was like, okay, well, that's kind of fucked up, you know, like that's not just one thing. And also it's not stuff that were unusual that I would hear, because some stuff happened into the relationship. So I was like, I don't think they're crazy as he's telling, you know? So yeah, that's basically like it. I got to know, and then I heard, I mean, someone sent me the space, and they were like, oh, someone talked about you here. So I got sent the space, and then Asma told me like, you wanted to speak to me, so to see if we could like speak and do an interview and everything. Fortunately, I was sick for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I was like really sick. And so yeah, that's it. That's how we got in touch, and how I got to know about this kind of stuff.
Before I translate this information that you gave me, if you remember, we talked about the information that you were not trusting the allegations that you got to DMs, but you got in touch with us, if I remember right, because some of the things that the girls were telling us through the video that you got translated through your best friend were the same things that you know, like from a relationship with him. Am I right?
Yeah.
Do I remember it right?
Yeah, I mean, there was this, plus, like, at first, when I first got the allegation, there was no screenshot, no nothing. It was just allegation. So I was just like, okay, like I don't know if I can fully trust that or what. And then when screenshots and then more girls came forward, clearly it was like something that you can trust. So yeah.
Okay, I'll just translate this part, okay? I did some points to translate it. Je to hrozně jednoduchý, když to shrnu jako v bodech, jo? Tak Opatova bývalka hovořila o tom, já jsem se jí zeptal, platíme holkám, máš nějakou takovouhle informaci a tak. Mimochodem doteď neodpověděla, jestli platíme nebo ne, ale neplatíme jí, zeptám se jí na to, aby nám to řekla přímo ona, jo? Ale je to tak. Ten příběh byl tak, že ona dostala hromadu soukromých zpráv od lidí z naší československé komunity. Na začátku ty zprávy byly bez jakýchkoliv screenů, souvislostí a tak, takže nechápala vlastně, co se děje. Takže nakontaktovala Opata. Ten jí řekl, že platíme holkám, že jeho ex přítelkyně je bláznivá, jako jiná ex přítelkyně, ne tadle, a že se bojí chodit ven, do fitka a tak, a že jsou na něj lidi zlí a Bůh ví co. Ona tomu jako moc nevěřila, ale zkrátka, když to hodně shrnu, tak její nejlepší kamarádka je Češka, ta jí potom přeložila ty videa a plus, jak už jsem hovořil o tom Twitteru, tak vlastně si poslechla ten Twitter, kde já jsem na konci vlastně poprosil tu komunitu, jestli by to mohli dopravit k ní, což ta komunita udělala a od té doby jsme byli v kontaktu. Já jsem se potom ještě doptával na jednu věc, jestli by nám teda řekla, jak ten příběh byl a ona to zopakovala tak, jak já jsem to říkal předtím v češtině. Okay. One more thing. I asked you if you can tell us if we are paying you or not. Can you just clear this point?
No.
Tohle asi nemusím překládat, ne? Já jsem se ptal, jestli platíme. Okay. What about the allegations that you heard from the girls that are the same things that happened to you?
I mean, there's a lot. I think I can start with the sexual behavior that we're like the main reason why we broke up. He even tweeted about this. It's like he himself says like we broke up because he had like sexual problem. He couldn't stop asking and everything. So it's not even my words, it's his words. And that's the truth. It was like crazy. Every single day he wanted to have sex. Every single day. It was not like, oh, I want to have sex because I find you attractive. It was like 15 times a day or even more. From the moment I would wake up, he would hump me, which means like being against you and just like kind of imitating the movement. And I would be like, no, I don't want to. He would wake me up even sometimes like that, like humping me. And I would get mad because at some point it was just annoying and I'm a grumpy sleeper. So, but he will hump you, you will have to say no many times. And I think like a lot of people don't grasp the concept. If you say no one time, it should be enough for saying like no. If you have to say no many times, it means the first no didn't mean no to the other person. And that's just not okay. Like that shouldn't happen. And this is how like sexual abuse happens. And then people think it was not abuse because conjugal, or how do you call it? I mean, couple abuse, sexual abuse is it's a very thin line, right? But no means no, right? So whenever I had to say no 20 times a day, and then I would like just give up saying no and just give whatever he wanted to finally not have to say no. This is just not normal. And this is not me having sex with him. It's him getting what he wants. And this is abuse. This is sexual abuse. And I think people don't, or like young men don't have the education on this, but this is just not okay. Like, and even if you don't have education on this, you should understand that when the person is saying no and you coerce her into getting what you want by basically manipulating emotionally like Dan will do, he will tell, if I wouldn't want to have sex, he would be like grumpy and he would be like, anyway, you don't love me, that's why you don't want to have sex. You do not love me, that's why you don't want to. So he will like use my emotions, or if I will tell him like, no, I'm feeling sick, no, I have a headache, no, he will be like, oh, you're using excuses again. Like he will blame me for not having sex. He even said that me not wanting that much was a problem. Meaning that at some point I thought I had the problem that I didn't want to. So I felt bad. He will gaslight you into thinking that you are the problem, that he is it's normal, because he will tell you, oh, but you're so attractive, that's why I want you so much. Or he will tell me, and that's the bigger thing why I'm speaking, is because he's saying that to every girl. It's like, it only happens to you, with you. It's only with you. I'm only attracted like this with you. But he said that to every girl. He's covering his own sexual problems by blaming it on you, and then saying it's only with you that it's happening. It's like manipulating you emotionally to think that, oh, it's because he loves you so much, that he wants you so much. But that doesn't change anything from the fact that this main point was the reason why we broke up. And the older girl mentioned, it's like, if they got abused before or whatever, it's also something you struggle with, right? So I also had this background, which I got abused when I was younger, which you never know if it's you overreacting or if it's actually you acting the proper way and telling no enough and trying to stand your ground. And I think that's also how Dan is choosing the people, because he knows that the girls are gonna at some point just drop the ball, being like, okay, just go.
Okay, before I translate, do you think that Dan is choosing girls like this that were abused before?
I don't know if he chose them, knowing, but I think he's attracted to these people because maybe he can sense that those people were broken or mentally not fully, how to say? It's not stable is not the word, but just emotionally broken before, which means he can manipulate them. I think he can see that very early, because I don't think he's stupid. I think he's really intelligent. And I think it's the way he chooses people that makes it, he thinks he's gonna be able to manipulate them. And I think he's well aware of that.
Okay, I did some points, so let's translate it so it won't be as long as 30 minutes of talking and 10 minutes of translating. Víceméně doporučuji za prvý všem doučit angličtinu, pokud potřebujete, abych vám to překládal, protože to nepřekládám doslova a do písmene komplet tak, jak to je, ale překládám to v bodech, které jsem si napsal. V první řadě jsem se zeptal, jaké z těch věcí, co si s těmi, vlastně, co jsme si my, buď já nebo Simona, vlastně všechny rozhovory dělala Simona, tak jaké z těch věcí, které Eva zaznamenala v těch rozhovorech, se stávaly i jí ve vztahu, tak ona sama začala hovořit prvotně o tom, že měli spolu 15krát denně sex. Hovořila o tom, že důvod jejich rozchodu, to, že je nemocný, tady v tom, přiznal dokonce i sám na Twitteru, že důvodem je právě tohle, co ona říká, že ji několikrát budil i k sexu, což je vlastně to stejný, co nám říkala Ivetka, a tuším, že to říkala ještě nějaká další poškozená. Já jsem ty poslední 2 videa, které jsme zveřejnili, ještě neviděl, ale tuším, že tam něco takového je, co mi říkala Simona. Potom hovořila dlouze o tom, že by se nemělo stávat to, že žena řekne muži 20krát nebo 15krát to, že s ním nechce spát, ale že prostě by mělo stačit říct jednou nechci s tebou spát a že ten muž by to měl pochopit. U Opata to bohužel tak evidentně není a ona kolikrát sama řekla, že polevila po tom, co 15krát řekla ne, jenom aby už nemusela říkat po 16. ne, to tam sama řekla. Stávaly se i situace, kdy ona říkala, že nechce, třeba kvůli zdravotním problémům, on argumentoval tím, že tím pádem je to tak, že ona ho nemiluje a že to je vlastně její chyba, že má zdravotní problémy a tak. Takový to typicky, co dělají prostě manipulátoři a tohle, to jako asi si domyslete zbytek sami. Dále, proč vlastně s námi začala hovořit, je to, že on údajně každé holce říkal, ale já s tebou chci spát 15krát, protože seš extrémně atraktivní a proto to chci 15krát. Tohle jsme slyšeli od Ivety, tohle slyšela Simona od další poškozené a teď nám to říká ještě Eva, takže ta atraktivní holka je úplně každá. Já jsem se potom ještě doptal, jestli si myslí, že si Dan vybírá holky, které v minulosti byly ať už sexuálně nebo mentálně nějak jako zneužitý, nebo jestli jsou mentálně slabší. Eva odpověděla, že si nemyslí, že Opat je hloupý a že je možný, že si vybírá emocionálně zlomený holky. Neřekla ale, že by si vybíral jako zneužitý holky, třeba znásilněný nebo tak, ale že si že si vybírá emocionálně slabší. Okay, we finished the translation. I did just some points. I think that like 90% of our Czech community speaks English, so I think it's not necessary to have like word-to-word translation. Yes. And even if someone wants to hear your side of story, it's not a problem for them to watch the video with friend that can translate to him. I think like in Czech, it should be just the points that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about not sexual things, but the emotional things that happened in your relationships, like abusing your emotions and everything else.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can start with the drug, because this was a big problem. For the background is that my sister had a lot of problem with drugs when she was younger. Now she's better, but she went through a very hard phase in our life where she was an addict. So I saw the side of addiction, and like my sister is doing much better, but it's because she worked to get better. So I believe in people or addicts getting better. When me and Dan got together, I didn't know he was an addict. Like, I got messages and even mails very early into the relationship telling me, but I was already with the guy, so I was like, well, okay, we can deal with it. So on the drugs, when he was on Malta, he would, for example, take drugs and try to lie to me. But as I said, I know when a person is under drug, and I know when an addict is lying even more. So we will have argument for like hours, because I will be like, did you take something? And he will lie straight to my face, even though like if I'm asking this, obviously I know you took something. And he will lie like, I don't know, 8 to 10 times before he actually says, okay, yeah, I took something. But anyway, you knew I took it, so it doesn't matter if I lie. See? So he was already lying and making me feel really bad, because like I would legit cry, because I was like, okay, so I give you a safe space where you can tell me if you took something. I'm asking you many times. You can just say yes, I'm not gonna get mad, but you choose to lie to me. And this is how the abuse kind of started, like the emotional abuse, where he will lie and then I will get mad or very sad or cry because I'm getting lied to and I know it. And then he will not allow me to have negative emotion. He will be like, oh, don't be sad. Oh, please don't cry. And then he will make those emotions about him. Meaning that he would be like, no, if you're sad, I'm gonna cry. Like, you're gonna make me so sad if you don't cry. So I wasn't allowed to be mad as well when he was on the drug. He was also like, oh, but don't be mad when I'm high. You can be mad at me after. But be nice to me when I'm under drug, because I'm very emotional. And it's very, so I will have to be nice to him. And he thought that was normal. And then I will tell him, like, I'm not going to be nice to you when you took drug, especially that you lied to me about it. And I'm not going to be nice to you because your brain is going to register that I'm nice to you while you take drugs. So it's just going to be okay for you to take drug because your girlfriend is nice to you while you take drug. And I will tell him that often, and that was one of our arguments that came and like it didn't stop until like the very end. We still had this problem where I will tell him I didn't want to be close to him or whatever when he was at my house. He didn't take as much drug, like he was almost clean, but sometimes he would like beg me so he can smoke some weed. So sometimes I would be like, like just just go. Like, I was tired to fight about this at some point in the relationship, because I was like, if I say no, we're gonna argue for straight up like 3 hours, and I'm gonna end up saying yes because I CBA, or he's gonna get mad or sad, and it's gonna start over tomorrow. So I might as well just say yes. Like, he basically begged and kept asking for stuff, just like the sexual stuff, until he got it. That's basically one of his behavior. He will not stop until he gets something he wants.
Mm-hmm. And do I understand it right that the first part of your answer was when he was in Malta, like gambling and streaming the gambling?
Yeah.
And the second part, when you were talking about like him asking you 15 times if he can take it, blah, blah, blah. And after it, you told him, yeah, it was when he was in France at your place, right? Okay. Yeah. I'll just translate it. I needed just this answer to understand the situation. Okay, kluci, situace je jednoduchá. Takže Dan měl a má stále problémy s drogama. Eva hovořila o tom, že tady tu problematiku zná. Můj prvotní dotaz bylo, pojďme se bavit ne o sexuální stránce věci, ale o emocionální stránce věci, protože ona hovořila o tom, že si vybírá holky, které jsou emocionálně nějakým způsobem zlomený. Já jsem teda nastínil téma emocí jako takových. Ona začala hovořit o drogové problematice, kdy jí je ta problematika známá, protože má v rodině sestru, která s tím problém měla, ale chtěla s tím něco dělat a zvládá se z toho léčit. Klobouk dolů. Nevěděla, když spolu začali chodit, že je závislý na nějakých drogách, dostávala zprávy i e-maily od lidí v době, kdy s ním začala chodit, ale už spolu byli. Následně, na to jsem se teď doptával, se stalo to, že on byl na Maltě, to už spolu byli, byl sfetovaný, 20krát se ho údajně ptala, jestli něco bral, on jí 20krát lhal, že ne, a potom, když teda jako jí to přiznal, tak řekl něco ve smyslu jako stejně si to věděla, takže to vlastně jako nevadí, že lhal. To je jako velmi zajímavá komunikace s partnerkou, OK. Já budu Simonu podvádět, ona si mě 20krát zeptá, podvádíš mě, já jí řeknu ne, a pak po 21. řeknu jo, ale ty jsi to stejně věděla, že jde dál. To moc nedává smysl, ale já do toho rozhovoru nechci dávat svoje názory, pouze já jsem tady pouze jako překladatel. Tak, dále. Hovořila, že musela být příjemná, protože on byl pod vlivem narkotik emocionálně slabší a že jí to dokonce i říkal, že musí být příjemná tak, aby si tu zlost na něm vybíjela, až když nebude pod vlivem, což je úplně bizár. A potom vlastně zopakovala jedna ku jedný stejnou věc, a to je v době, kdy už byl ve Francii u ní, že když vlastně to stejný, co s tím sexem, že on, když si chtěl dát drogy a zeptal se jí 15krát, jestli mu to dovolí, a tak ona po 16. už řekla ano, jenom aby nemusela vlastně říkat po 16. ne. To je docela... No, nebudu říkat svůj názor, ale OK. OK, thank you, I translated it. I even like virtually clapped to your sister for fighting the thing with the narcotics.
Thank you.
I know a few people that were addicts, and they're completely okay now. They have families and everything, and it's a long way. It's a really long way, 4 years. Okay, what next things can we talk about that you will not be uncomfortable with? Yeah.
I mean, I think just like what did we talk with Azamat? We talked about sexual, the lying. I mean, I talked about a bit about the lying right there, but he was lying so much. Like about the drugs, or if I caught him in a lie, like he texted a girl, and then I found out because I saw the name on Discord. I wasn't even on his PC, like I didn't go on his PC or whatever. I just saw, because I was standing next to him, the girl's name, and I was like, why did you text her? And then he texted her, she didn't even reply, you know. He texted her, he was like, hi, how are you? But that was a girl he had something before, and I told him like straight away, you're not texting girls that you had stuff with before. Like, that's not right. And he still did. And when I called him, he was like, I was like, bro, that's not okay. Like, say sorry. And then he would refuse to say sorry. Like, he would actually refuse. And then he was like, I was like, okay, then we're done. And then he was like, okay, we're done. Like, he didn't care. Like, he was acting big. He would prefer to lie and be like, that's nothing and everything. Even being caught red-handed with, like, the message open, and he would be like, yeah, and he would like, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. He will act up and be like, yeah, I don't care and everything. And then, 1 hour later, he will come begging and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Because he saw that he couldn't get his way, so then he would come begging sorry. So that's basically it.
It's a strange way of having a relationship with someone, but okay.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
Okay.
I know that Azmat asked me if I got cheated on. As I said, I mean, there was a moment where I thought he cheated because one of his close friends called Kikin, I think, was like making fun of me, and he was like, yeah, anyway, he wanted to see a girl when he went to Czechia. He might have not seen her, but he basically planned to cheat on you, I never got around the full story, so I can't tell for sure. But hearing the other girl's story, I don't know, like, I don't think he had the chance to cheat on me, but I think if he had it, he would have, which I think is really sad, because he will always tell me how much he loves me. And then I got suspicious of the cheating because when he came back from Czechia, he will always kind of project and be like, oh my God, if you cheat, I will never forgive you. I will be so hurt. Like, oh my God, never cheat on me. Or I hope you will never cheat, when, like, he would have access to my phone, to my PC. He would have access to everything. Like, everything was open in my house. I mean, we're living together, basically. I will open everything in front of him. So I don't see how he could really be afraid of this when I'm not even leaving the house except for work. And so for like work and whatever. So yeah, I got really suspicious when he came back from Czechia, and some people were like making fun of it in my Twitch chat, because people will come and be like, haha, you're a dumb bitch. He cheated on you, blah blah blah. And then I will get suspicious because then he will get really like almost obsessed with this, like, oh my God, don't cheat on me, please, I love you so much. I was like, it's almost like he did it, and then he was like afraid
that you did the same thing.
Yeah,
you did the same
but
thing.
I don't have any proof and nothing.
Okay, and what was the story with Kiki? Kiki is his best friend?
No, it's like his friend Kikin. I think it's one of his friends. It's a guy.
It's a guy or girl?
It's a guy.
Kikin. I thought Kiki is like Christina or something like that, like girl name.
No, Kikin. It's like one of his friends, and this guy, when we got into a relationship, was really disrespectful to me, and he didn't like me, so he will do that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Like, as I said, I don't know if I can like trust this guy, but I don't see a reason why he would lie, but. Because he was not friends with Dan anymore at this point, because Dan was like, don't talk back to Eva or whatever, and then he still did. But as I said, I don't have proof, but since the girl said this kind of stuff where he would like go for many girls at the same times and everything, I wouldn't be like surprised if he actually tried. I don't know if he succeeded, like, but might have tried.
Okay. I'll just translate it and tell you a new piece of information that we got that we will be sending over the cops. That is very interesting, and I forgot to tell it to you over the WhatsApp, but over the Instagram, sorry. But we have a WhatsApp group with the victims that we're in touch with in like Czech language.
Yeah.
And we told the victims that we get this information and that we'll be sending it to cops. I'll tell you just in a moment. I'll just translate our conversation that we had. Víceméně. Eva, já jsem se zeptal, jaký je další téma, o kterém chce hovořit, že určitě nechci tady být jako nějaký reportér a že to nechám jako na ní. Ona vlastně se vrátila k tomu, o čem ona dělala rozhovor s tím Hazmatem a začala hovořit o lhaní. že Hazmat se jí ptal, jestli jí Opat lhal. Údajně psal holkám na Discordu, ona mu nelezla do počítače, nebo neprohledávala něco, viděla to prostě otevřený, ta holka tomu Opatovi dokonce ani neodpověděla, ale prostě psal nějaký holce, se kterou v minulosti něco měl. Zajímavý, že se zeptáte někoho bejvalky, o čem chce hovořit a ona začne hovořit o lhaní. Asi to byla věc, která je jako tížila, na to se ještě doptám. Dále tam probíhalo to, že ona po něm požadovala, aby se aspoň omluvil, on se nechtěl omluvit, ona řekla dobře, tak se rozejdem, on s tím souhlasil a za hodinu stejně přilezl a omlouval se. Potom, já jsem to úplně na začátku nepochopil, ale teď jsem to vyjasnil, existuje nějaký Kikin, což je jeho kamarád, který neměl Evu rád od začátku a ten vlastně od začátku ji stejně odsuzoval a údajně tenhle pustil nějaký info, že v době, kdy Opat byl v Čechách, tak ji měl podvést s tím, že ona to nemá potvrzený, není to věrohodný, protože on byl zaujatý a takhle. Já si myslím, že nám je asi úplně jedno, jestli on má 2 přítelkyně nebo někoho podvádí nebo ne. Pro nás je podstatný to, co je jako v naší zemi jako trestný, což jsme zveřejnili toho dost a něj. Eva si myslí, že pokud by Opat měl příležitost, podvedl by jí a že je velmi divný, že když se vrátil z České republiky zpátky do Francie za ní, tak neustále opakoval, že by jí neodpustil, kdyby ona ho podvedla. Na Evu to působilo divně, protože to je jako kdybych já teďka odjel na 2 dny z domova někam pryč, vrátil bych se a celý den bych hovořil o tom, že Simo, doufám, že mě nepodvádíš, tak by to bylo asi jako podezřelý, že bych měl něco, že bych asi něco provedl a proto bych o tom hovořil. Okay, what about the new piece of information that we got? Just a second, I'll tell the people in Czech. Ještě jsem na konci říkal, že mám pro ní jedno info, který jsem jí zapomněl napsat, což je pravda, já jsem na to zapomněl. Opat kontaktuje ty bývalé partnerky a snaží se ovlivňovat. Budeme tuhle informaci posílat policejnímu orgánu. Víc k tomu asi říkat nebudu. The new information that we got today, we are going to send it to the cops tomorrow. I don't know if you know what is datové schránky. It's something like email in the Czech Republic that you can communicate with the government. So you just prepare the PDF and send it to the cops like through the email. It's digitally signed. So we're going to push it there tomorrow to the cops. Opat is contacting the victims. He know what victims do we have. He knows it because he can, if he watch the whole video, he will find it out from the story that they are telling. Some of them even don't want it to us to change their voice, so he can know some of the victims through the voice, and he's contacting them and asking them if they are going to press charges and everything, which is witness intimidation in Czech Republic, which is also not a very good thing to do in the cases like this.
Yeah, I mean,
in the felony cases.
When we published the interview with Asmat, he sent me a DM and he tried to, like, he was like, oh yeah, how can you do that to me? I loved you so much. Like, how can you say all of this stuff? And then I want you to know you really, really hurted me. Like, even before I tried to do the interview, he was basically like, oh yeah, you didn't do anything bad to me, Eva. I love you so much. I mean, I could give you the screenshot, as you saw in Asmat video. You can also use the screenshot that there is on the thing. But like, he basically tried to like make me not talk. Like, he also tried to kinda, in his way, being like, oh, I still care about you, I still like you and everything, and kind of in his way to make me not talk. And then when I told him, like, I just answered to him like, you really think I'm not gonna talk or whatever, he stopped answering.
He never contacted you from that time? Through to that?
I mean, I can check right now, actually.
Okay, I'll translate before you check. Víceméně ten Hazmat, se kterým já jsem dělal rozhovor na Twitter Spaces, tak dělal rozhovor ještě s Evou potom. Já jsem udělal rozhovor s Hazmatem, ona udělala rozhovor s Hazmatem a teď děláme rozhovor spolu. S tím, že v Hazmatově videu je screenshot, ten vám tady teďka pustíme, a plus já jsem jí řekl to, že on píše některým těm obětem, se kterými jsme vydali video, ono není zas tak složitý pro něj, aby přišel na to, kdo to je, už jenom podle konverzací, které oni nám dodávají, už jenom podle jejich hlasu, některý ten hlas změnit nechtějí, už jenom podle příběhu, který tam vypráví a tak. Takže jako, hele, v České republice existují 3 vazební důvody, jeden z nich je ovlivňování svědků, on by musel mít teda sdělíno, aby mohl jít na vazbu, on sdělíno nemá, jsou tam zahájeny úkony trestního řízení. Ve zbytku na to můžeme udělat pak samostatný video, nepatří to do rozhovoru a řekl jsem si, že tady nebudu tlačit svoje názory a že budu pouze překladatel. Takže tohle je situace a já jsem se jí teď zeptal, jestli teda on se jí snažil zase jako utěšovat, že vlastně ona mu nic zlýho neudělala, že on ji stále miluje, bla 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 a že have you told me that he tried to like put you in situation that you will not speak to anyone about the relationship?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I sent you the screenshot, but he was like people are taking out screenshot 5 years old to put like bad light on me. If some can, don't you go against me. That's all I'm asking. I will never do anything similar to you, no matter what bad you will have, because yeah, I fucking love you so much. He is basically being like, if you can like not talk against me, like he's basically kind of asking me in the screenshot. And this is where I tell him, I don't care what people are doing to you. I don't care what you did to those people. I care about what you did to me and what you kept doing, because he was basically lying and everything. I told him, you had the chance to come clean to me, to not lie to me. And like we could have solved all of this in personal space, at least for me and him, not for the other victim. But he refused to like not lie and be honest and just be normal. Then I don't really care what other people are doing to you. Like the conversation is between me and him, and if he didn't understand that, then it means he was just trying to manipulate me into not speaking, because he knows that I'm the most recent girlfriend he has, and he also knows that it means he's lying, because he said that all of those screenshots are old, he's a new person, but he did it exactly the same thing to me. So yeah, his defense is just a lie.
That's the thing why I told at the beginning of the interview that you told the people the same thing, that you were not understanding the allegations, but when your best friend translated the things, you found out that he was doing the same things to you. So yeah, if you're like sitting here and telling us, okay, it's not allegations because I got the same things from him, I think if you ask me if I think he did it, I think yes, he did it, but he was not proven guilty at the court of law. So we'll see. Okay, I'll just translate it. Tady velmi jako krátce, on se jí snažil zmanipulovat, mohli jste si to tady přečíst v angličtině i v češtině přes Discord konverzaci. Zajímavý je, ona řekla velmi zajímavou věc, Eva, teď, že vlastně on se jí snažil nabulíkovat, že všechny ty screenshoty a ty holky jsou prostě 5 let starý, bla, 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 a že je novej člověk, změněný člověk, a Eva je fakticky jeho poslední nějaká veřejně známá partnerka, který dělal to stejný v některých bodech. Tak jako jak to může být změněný člověk, když oni spolu chodili až do února 2024, což je 7 měsíců zpátky. And you broke up like 7 months back, right?
We broke up. I came back from boot camp. It was 6th February, I think. And he left my house on the 11th, I think. And we broke up around 7 or 8, yeah.
And he left your house to travel to Czech Republic back?
Yes, with Michael Average. He came in car to pick him up.
Aha.
And then they were high in the car already when he left
with
my
Michael
house.
Average, and he was driving?
No, there was a guy more. I don't know who was driving, because I was just saying like bye.
It's funny, I will translate it. Tak je to fakt 7 měsíců zpátky. Rozešli se někdy 7. února, odjel cca 11. února s nějakým Michael Average, který už v autě byli spolu pod vlivem narkotik. Já jsem se zeptal, jestli teda Michael Average řídil. ona říkala, že ne, že řídil někdo jiný, koho nezná. Okay. What about other allegations of the girls that you saw in our videos, like recording a sex without consent, showing the video to someone else? We also got information that one or two of the girls were underage. I don't know how in France, but in Czech Republic you can't record sex with a girl that is under 18 years old. You can't record it and you can't publish it. So it's felony in Czech Republic.
I mean, I'm not sure about French laws, but we did record videos. He asked a lot to record them, and I wasn't really comfortable with it, but I still said yes. There's a thing that he leaked a picture. This might be a bit graphic, but he begged me, and I'm not even kidding, to give him a blowjob while he was streaming. There was no camera, there was no microphone, just like him streaming the game, right? And I was like not comfortable, but he begged. So I ended up doing it. And then while I was doing it, he was like, "Oh, can I take a picture?" And I was like, "No, you can't." And then he begged again, and he begged again. He was like, "Come on, I will never show it to anyone. I will never do that. Like, come on, it's just for me." I ended up saying yes. This picture, you can't see my face. You just see the top of my hair, right? And the PC. But it's still something really very intimate. Like, and he posted it on a Discord, on a public Discord with people. And then it leaked to me while I was streaming. Like months later, I got to know that. Like it was like 2 or 3 months after he did it. People ended up like telling people, and then it got to me. And when I tried to confront him, he was streaming, so I sent him on Discord like, "You cut your stream now. We have to talk." And I sent him the screenshot. He was like, "No, I'm not gonna cut my stream." And I was like, "Oh yes, you are. Yes, you fucking are." And then he was like, "No." And I was like, "I can tell you, yes, you're gonna cut your stream before I will do something
before
you regret."
Turn it off.
No, before I mean, basically,
you can turn it off through the electricity, or through the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I would have went, but he ended up cutting it, and I mean, I can give you the screenshots if you want to show it on an interview, because there's nothing.
No, we're not going to show the blowjob screenshot on the interview.
There's nothing, but it's like on the Discord, and on the top, it's written something along the way, like, when you are 1K LP player, getting millions of money streaming, and your BPD mentally ill girlfriend is giving you a blowjob. And this is not the last time he did something like that, because I am borderline.
Like he was telling his community that you're ill.
I mean, I am borderline. I have mental illness. I'm borderline, but he would always sexualize my mental illness. Like, he also made tweets about our intimate life, which I had to ask him to delete it because I'm a public persona as well. And people would be like, "What the fuck is your boyfriend tweeting?" And I was like, "What?" And then he would tweet about how I look at him in the eye when I gave him a blowjob, or like, but he would also add like details about me being mentally ill. Like, he has a problem with this. Like, I'm telling you, he has. It's so weird. Okay. I have the screenshot as well. It's in Czech, so I can send it.
Yeah, you can send it to me, and we can screenshot Twitter. Mentally.
There is a lot. Like, I mean, he didn't respect my boundaries. I'm a very private person about my sexual life. Like, I think a lot of people, but especially that I am a streamer, I don't want people to know about my sexual life. Like, it's weird.
That's true. Okay, let me translate this because it's interesting. Hele, hodněkrát se ptal Evy na to, jestli si můžou natočit péčko. Nebylo to nebo nepochopil jsem z toho to, že by jako natáčel na tady nějaká péčko. Bylo to zase stejná pohádka. Hodněkrát se ptal, ona hodněkrát řekla ne, pak to nakonec odsouhlasila. V jednom případě chtěl pokouřit Čuro při streamování s tím, že neměl mikrofon, kameru, nic, ale při tom kouření se jí opakovaně ptali, jestli si to může vyfotit. Ona zase jako hodněkrát řekla ne, pak řekla ano. Zjistila, že to dal na Discord, kde to nasdílel mezi jako svoji komunitu, nevím jestli na ten jeho, on měl jednu dobu největší Discord v zemi, teď už nemá, teď už jsou největší pohodáři, náš Discord server, ale to je jedno, jako má tam podle mě přes 25 000 lidí, určitě. V každém případě, ona mu nakonec teda povolila, že se to může vyfotit, jenom pro ně, on to dal někam na Discord a za několik měsíců Eva streamovala, ta fotka líkla a ona mu napsala, vypni stream, jdeme si o tom promluvit, on stále říkal, že ne a že nevypne stream a zapomněl jsem se doptat teda, jak to teda dopadlo, jestli ho vypnul nebo ne, takže to vám přeložím za chviličku. Okay, I forgot to ask you a question. Did he end up turning off the stream when you tried to talk to him about the picture?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically like spamming him in DMs. He ended up like cutting it, but he was like, when he entered the room, he was like, what's going on? Like, he didn't care, and he was acting like it was not a big deal. Like most of it, he was acting like it was nothing bad.
Okay, I'll just translate this. Jo, takže výsledek je takový, že on opravdu ten stream pak vypl, že přišel do místnosti a vlastně dělal jako, že se nic neděje, jako a ptal se, co se děje, jako a tak. Jo, to je, no, svůj názor do toho dávat nebudu.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent over to you. First one is the screenshot of one of the tweets he made, and that was in English. Second one is when we broke up. He tweeted that.
I can see the picture.
And the last one is the leak he put on the Discord.
Why is he telling everyone that you're mentally ill? Isn't that stupid to have a girlfriend and tell like everyone, hey, she's mentally ill?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not closed about my mental illness. I'm really open, but it's like the way he sexualizes it, it makes it a problem. Like, I had to educate him about how it's not normal to like put those words together and be like using it, because it's pretty fucked up.
Okay. I don't understand his like way of thinking, but maybe it's normal in gaming community. I don't know.
No.
But it's not normal in gaming community.
No.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not in gaming community. We have just 2 biggest 5M servers in Czechoslovakian market, but I don't play 5M. We just own it and operate it. So, you know what is very interesting thing? I got about 3 or 4 times a question from different people when doing an interview with Hazmat. Like, one guy was asking me, what is your rank in League of Legends? And I told him, like, I haven't played a game for, I don't know, 10 years. And maybe I played like 5 games in my whole life. The second guy was asking me, okay, and what are your role? Are you like a team owner or a team trainer? And I told him, no, I don't play League of Legends. That's all. Like the community thought that we're doing videos about him because we're in the community, but we're not in any gaming community like League of Legends or Counter-Strike or something like that. Okay, I don't think we need to translate this part, like my part. What about Iveta and other girls? Are you in touch with some of the girls that are speaking to us about Opat?
Not really. I mean, I know Iveta sent me a message after the interview. She was like, oh, you're so strong for talking about it and everything. But I didn't speak to any other victim or whatever. Like, I'm not in touch with them.
What about Opat and things that happened between you after you broke up? You were like friends, you were chatting, you were like speaking normally, or...
So it was a bit complicated because, I mean, I told him, like, the reason why you broke up and everything, I told him, like, you made me relieve my trauma. It's like, I had nightmare for months. It was really bad. So the thing is, it's not like I hated him, which is, like, people will think it's weird, but it's actually very common in sexual abuse. You don't really hate the person because you feel so bad for yourself. But when you get abused the first time, I mean, at least it's a me thing, but when I got abused the first time, I always told myself I would stand up for myself and never let it happen again to me. So when I broke up and I kind of crashed down, like I was feeling really bad and sad, and I started drinking again, and I was having nightmare. I just kind of got mad at myself more than to him. So my anger went to myself, and the shame went on myself. And I think it's something that, like, it has to change. Like, people shouldn't be afraid to talk. They shouldn't be afraid to be angry at the people that did that to them. And it shouldn't feel shameful. Like, the shame needs to change position. It should go to the guy. And the guy also needs to understand that it's not him deciding how we called it. Because Dan came in my DM and say, how can you say I raped you? Like, yes, you did. Just because I didn't scream or like moved like this doesn't mean that it's not a rape. Like, it is what it did is. And I think people need to understand and educate themselves, because a rape victim is never always gonna be fully mad at the person, especially if it's someone you loved. Or like, for me, Dan was my most serious relationship. I mean, he asked my parents to marry me. Like,
really?
In front of, he asked in front of my whole family, my hand, to my mom and then to my dad, because my two families are separated. So both my parents, he asked them. In front of my sister, my grandparents. Like, it was a very serious relationship. And even to this day, I'm not doing this interview because I hate him. Like, before the allegation, we were talking and we wanted to see each other again, even though I went through that with him, which might sound bad to people, but like, I still felt for him in a way. Like, it's not good, but at the same time, it is what it is. And before the allegation dropped, he was telling me, I want to see you. After my clash fight, I will come to France. I will see you and everything. So, like, yeah, it was a very serious relationship. And I think it's like, from what I saw, he was like telling me he wanted to marry me, right? He said that to my family. I know he also said that to another girl, that he wanted to marry her.
Okay. May I ask you, you're like Christian family or no?
No, I'm not Christian, but like...
And what is the tradition in France, if we can explain the Czech people? Because in Czech Republic, I think Czech Republic is the most untrusting, or I don't know how to say it. The most people in the Czech Republic is statistically the biggest country where people don't trust in God or in any religion. So I think it will be interesting for people, for us, to a little bit explain how the marriages in France work. Is it about he speaking to your family in private, and when your mom and dad says yes, he's going to do you a surprise and ask you if you will marry him? Or what is the normal process in France?
I mean, we don't really have normal process. Like, it's really up to anyone, but it's more like the old-fashioned way, where you go to the dad and you go to the mom. It doesn't have to be like without me and whatever they did in front of me, but you go to the dad and you go to the mom and you ask them if you can take the hand of their daughter, basically. And this is what he did in front of both of my family. So.
Okay, may I ask you what your parents told him? Like, yes, you can take her?
Yeah. My mom was like, yes, you can take her as long as you take good care of her. And my dad was like, well, if Eva wants, then sure.
Okay. So, and it was the first time that your family, like Opat met your family, or it was like normal that you were going like to lunch together or something like that?
No, he saw them. I mean, he saw my dad, my stepmom, and my small sister quite a lot, because they lived like 10 minutes away from like my apartment. So we were going there casually to eat or for Christmas or whatever. Then my mom and my grandma and my sister, he saw them 2 or 3 times, I think, only. But he still saw them for Christmas and family dinner.
Okay, understood. I'll just translate this. Tohle je jako velmi zajímavý. Já to zkusím zkrátit. Dotaz byl, zda byli v kontaktu po rozchodu. Po rozchodu v kontaktu byli. Ona, když byla zneužitá poprvé, Eva, ona byla zneužitá ještě před Opatem někým, tak si vlastně řekla, že už to nedopustí, aby se to stalo znova. Byla naštvaná sama na sebe a házela tu vinu jako na sebe, včetně nějakého studu na sebe. Ona docela dlouze hovořila o tom, a o tom bych si někdy chtěl promluvit s nějakým odborníkem v rámci jiného pořadu, který chystáme, že vlastně zneužitá holka často hází ten stud a ten problém jako na sebe, což ona má pravdu, tak to prostě je. Já s tím mám zkušenost pouze takovou, co jsem jako zaslech od lidí, kteří zneužitý byli, ale v tomhle jí naprosto věřím. Opatý potom řekl něco ve smyslu, jak může tvrdit, že ona ho znásilnila, že on ji znásilnil. Ona na to neřekla, ona mi neřekla nic jako, že jo, ale on mě znásilnil, ale řekla, že prostě pokud ona nesouhlasí s tím, že spolu budou spát, tak je to znásilnění. S čímž já souhlasím a dokonce s tím souhlasí i naše legislativa. Dále, velmi zajímavá věc. Zeptal se jejich rodičů, její rodiny jsou rozdělený, prostě se rozvedly, takže se zeptal samostatně těch dvou rodin, matky i otce, jestli si může Evu vzít za ženu, kdy matka i otec souhlasili a on to bral takhle. Ona teda jako dodala, že si myslí nebo že slyšela, že tohle udělal i s jinou partnerkou. A tak. Další zajímavý info, po Clashi chtěl za ní přiletět. Okay, what about the Clash tournament and about the information that you gave us that he wanted to come to France after the Clash? Did he come, or because we shared a few videos before the Clash, a few videos after the Clash? Did the videos change your mind of him coming to you or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, as I said previously, like before any allegation dropped, I was talking to him and I was like fine with talking to him. Mm-hmm. But like after I saw the videos and the girls started coming out of the thing and everything, then like my view completely changed on it. And obviously I wasn't going to be like, yeah, come after Clash, like that's fine. Let's just see each other. Like, hell no, bro. You're accused of being a pedo. You think I'm gonna see you? So no, I didn't see him. Though like it's something that we kinda ended up like understanding. It's not the same thing, but I mean not on the same subject, but when after the relationship he was like still texting me and everything, I was still answering to him like very nicely and everything. At some point I told him like, because he was telling me all the time, it was a manipulation again, like you're gonna find someone, you're gonna end up with someone, you're gonna replace me like you did with your other boyfriend, blah blah blah. And I told him that I won't, and that he will find someone before me, probably, because I like after this relationship I really need break, right? I was really exhausted. And he kept saying this stuff. When I got sent, because I think it was on a Clash event with a girl named Kyo. Kyo, yeah.
Kyo.
Yeah. I got sent TikTok and I was like, why are you texting me when you have a new girlfriend? And then he was like, that's not my girlfriend. Yeah. He was like, that's just a girl I'm seeing and I'm fucking basically, but it's not my girlfriend. And I was like, okay, well, great. Like, I don't care. Like, because people kept saying like, yeah, it's his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. I told him on message, like, okay, you have a girlfriend. I don't want to text to you. Like, out of respect, you shouldn't text me. So I'm going to like delete you. Don't type to me. Few months passed and everything. And my best friend was at my place and she was like, I was telling her that I miss Dan, but I don't want to text him because I don't think it's the right decision. And I don't know if I still if I love him. I think I just missed the life we had together, you know? It's like when you live with someone, you miss the attention, the way of living with the other person, not being alone. So I didn't know, and my best friend texted me. I was like, oh my god, with my phone. Then we ended up started to talk again, and I was like, but you have a girlfriend, no? And I wanted to make sure that he didn't have anyone and that we were not texting behind back. And he told me like 10 times that he was not in couple. And I was like, okay, but like this girl is still the same girl that is Kyo. You were like, people are saying you're in couple and everything. And then that's what he told me. No, she's just a crazy girl that is in love with me, but I'm not dating her. I'm just seeing her. And again, I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I'm sure. And I was like, so she's not going to be on Clash event. And he was like, no, she's not going to be. Then she was. And I was like, and we tried to talk to the girl. Me and my friend, we tried. And she's just completely, either she's completely manipulated, either she has the IQ of a ping pong table. Okay. It's not to be mean, but like I told her I can send her a screenshot of him literally lying to me, saying he doesn't have a girlfriend and everything. And when I tried to make him like finally say it, like that he lied and everything in my DM, he was like, so you're gonna talk about me just because I may have a girlfriend. He still didn't want to say he had a girlfriend to me. He said may have, even though that was very, very sure that he had a girlfriend. And then we kinda put him in a position where he had to come clean to the girl, and they're still together. Also this girl, I don't know if Asmat sent you, there is she has a prescription for general anxiety. So she has like prescription. I don't know if it's antidepressant or anxiolytics.
It's Xanax.
Yeah. And I have a screenshot of Dan telling me he's addicted to Xanax for 2 months, and that is the worst part of his life. So
just a second, to be clear, Dan, she has prescribed Xanax.
Yeah.
And Dan is taking her Xanax, eating it, and he's now...
Yeah, he told me... I mean, I could look up, I can send you the screenshot, but I have it.
So now he's not taking drugs, he's taking Xanax.
He was taking Xanax, yeah. I mean, he told me, it's like in June or something like that, he told me like, yeah, I had 2 months where I was addicted to Xanax, now I'm not taking it anymore, but I'm feeling better, but it was the worst part of my life. So she dealt I don't know how you call it, dealt Xanax to him. And normally I wouldn't blame the girl, but I also have treatment. And when I was in a relationship with Dan, he asked for my treatment, and I told him no, that it was not stuff that he should eat, especially that's my treatment. So as a person that has mental illness and that has a treatment for it, you should never give it to him, especially that he has a tumor in his head. So you never know how it's going to react with it, you know?
Okay, so, what kind of medication do you take if it's not any secret?
I had beta blockant to directly to calm like physical symptoms, antidepressant and anxiolytics. So he wanted like some of my treatment, which I told him no every single time.
Okay, so he wanted your antidepressives.
He wanted anything, but I told him no.
Okay. I'll translate this part because it's very... I will translate this part because it's very interesting, and maybe I'll find out any other questions. Jako tohle je podle mě nějaký problém, který on by měl řešit, jo? Ale já vám přeložím to, co mi řekla. Po Clashi měl přiletět do Francie, byla tam nějaká taková diskuze, bylo to asi vzájemný, že chtěli, aby přiletěl, i ona chtěla, aby přiletěl. Já jsem jí říkal, hele, ale my jsme nějaký ty videa před Clashem vydali a nějaký jsme vydali po. Ona mu řekla něco jako, hele, ale tady tebe tady prostě někdo obvinuje z toho, že jsi jako pedo, tak prostě nejezdi. Následně já jsem nepochopil, jestli to bylo v téhle době, anebo po rozchodu, že on na ní vyvíjel jako psychický nátlak, že si najde partnera určitě a že jako tohle. Eva mu říkala, že po tomhle vztahu určitě potřebuje pauzu a že si je jistá, že Opat si najde partnerku dřív než ona, což se následně potvrdilo, jako že se stalo. Eva partnera podle všeho jako do dneška nemá. Pak hovořila o nějaký slečně, která má přezdívku Kio, kde Opat s ní byl na kleši i. Ona dostala od někoho TikTok video, zeptala se ho, proč jí píše, když má teda partnerku. On jí řekl, že to je jenom napíchání. Potom hovořila o tom, že tam měla nejlepší kámošku, že v nějaký moment jí Dan začal chybět, což není nic divného, to je prostě OK. Hovořila taky o tom, že jí chybělo prostě to, jak spolu žili a ten životní styl a tohle. 10krát jí Dan řekl, že není ve vztahu, že ta holka je nějaká bláznivá a že je do něj zamilovaná. Eva zkoušela se svojí kámoškou kontaktovat tu holku, tu Kio, ale údajně je buď to tak zmanipulovaná, anebo tak blbá, že nechce nic slyšet, což chápu, my jsme tohle od nějakých holek už slyšeli, tomu bych i věřil, že je prostě zmanipulovaná a věřím tomu, že za pár měsíců, až se rozejdou, tak s náma udělá rozhovor, prostě tak to je. Ta holka, ta Kio, údajně bere Xanax, který je na předpis u nás v republice a Dan byl na Xanaxu nějakou dobu závislej, protože žral její Xanax. Eva bere taky nějaký léky jako antidepresiva. Ona hovořila o 3 různých typech léků a Evy se ptal taky, jestli si může dávat její léky, což ona odmítla. I translated that you are not in any relationships until now, right? Am I right?
No, I didn't say anything.
So you don't have any boyfriend after Opat?
No.
But he has a girlfriend now,
Yeah.
the Kio.
Yeah.
Okay. What about how you found out about the Xanax? Kio told anyone? Or
we have a
or Opat
video.
told?
No, we have a video of their call, because someone was in call with Dan and Kyo and another guy, I think.
Uh-huh.
And they're talking about it where she says, my prescription is going to go from 0.25 to 0.50. And then it's in Czech. You could send it to you. And
Yeah.
it goes like, oh my God, yuppie. Because before that he said that he was taking the whole prescription basically. He's happy the prescription is getting up, and yeah. So
Okay, and if she got like it's maybe a very stupid question, but if I got prescribed like 30 pills from a doctor,
yeah,
and doctor knows that 30 pills is for 30 days,
yeah.
how can I get to doctor and tell him like I need more prescription?
I don't know how it works in Czechia, right? But in France, if you are missing your treatment and it's like you can tell it was taken way too much, you're not getting any more pills. But maybe in Czechia it's different type of like regulation. In France it's very strict because it can be dealt like Xanax or like any anxiolytics, antidepressant can be dealt. So in France it's very strict. If you're like missing half of your treatment while before the thing, he's not gonna give it to you, like you're gonna have to see the doctor and explain why you don't have it.
Okay, in Czech Republic, I think it's the same. You need the prescription from the doctor to pharmacy give the medicine to you.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand
Then
how they can have like one prescription for 2 people.
Then it means she's not taking her treatment.
Maybe, yeah. But how can she like take some pills for quite a long time and after it meet Dan and not take any pills and Dan takes the pills? Or
because if she has, it depends, because anxiolytics and antidepressants are 2 different things, right? But if she has anxiolytics, I don't know, Xanax, I think Xanax is
it's very strange. I think we'll talk to someone to explain us this case a little bit, and we'll explain the...
Yeah, it's an anxiolytic. So it means anxiolytics are taken, you can take them at any time. It's not like antidepressant where you have to take them every day, same time and everything for it to work. Anxiolytics are like something that calms the anxiety in general, but it's not like a treatment that you can take every day. Some people don't have to take it every day, for example.
Okay, so she get 30 pills from doctor, and doctor will never know if she got anxiety 2 times a day or 1 times a week.
There's a different, you can't really take too many pills as well for a day, because like the pill usually lasts, I don't know for her, but for my anxiolytic it lasts until 36 hours in the blood, which works around 20 hours on the effect or something like that.
Okay.
But
okay.
I have a pretty strong one, so I'm not sure about Xanax and...
Okay, understood. I'll just translate this part. Víceméně já jsem se jako doptával, jak je teda jako možný, že lékař napíše recept na plácnu 30 tablet, kdy si máš dávat 1 denně, což logicky teda je jako předpis na 30 dní, a že ta holka v momentě, kdy berou 2 lidi ty stejné léky, tak jí to vydrží jenom 15 dnů. A jak teda ta holka to tomu doktorovi vysvětluje, ale bylo mi vysvětleno, že Xanax funguje tak, že si ho nemusíš dávat každý den ve stejný čas, že si ho dáváš pouze v době, kdy potřebuješ uklidnit, a že to může být způsobený tím. Je to jako divný. V každém případě Eva nám dodá ještě video z Discordu, kde hovoří ta holka o tom, že jí doktor bude zvedat dávku z 0,25 na 0,5. Nevím, co to znamená, ale zkusíme vám to dopsat textem, až to zjistíme. A nebo to bude zřejmý z toho videa. Pokud tady není text, tak je to zřejmý z toho videa. Okay, can you send me the video after we finish the call from the Discord about changing the medicine from 0.25 to...
I will just ask the person who leaked it to us, but I can send it to you.
Okay. What about your hobbies? Let's not talk about Opat.
My hobbies?
Yeah, what are you doing all day, every day?
Lately I've been playing League of Legends every single day for like 8 hours straight. But in life, in general, I make remixes for music. So I try to learn this. I do 2 of them. Before I used to go horse riding for 15 years. So was a big part of my life, but I watch videos, shows, take care of my cats. As you can see, she's right there. And I stream. I mean, I work a lot, and I play in team as well. So it's taking. Like,
and you pay your bills through streaming, right?
Yeah, I'm a full-time streamer and player.
Oh, okay. I don't think we need any more information regarding Opat. Is there anything you want to talk about?
I don't know.
because like can you tell us a little bit more about you were telling us that, just a second, I'll find the notes, that there was time when Dan was telling you like, but I never raped you and everything. Can we discuss about this thing? Because we were talking to Valeria, X Holakis, you may know her.
Yeah, I know.
We never talked publicly. We never did the video with her, but we were talking to her about their first sex. And her story is something like yours, that she was raped before. So, and she was telling us like the first sex was like 30 minutes of screaming and everything. And like, it was very hard to listen and to be at the same table with her and hear the story. Can you tell us a little bit about the thing that you talked about, that you called the rape?
Yeah, I mean, there was like 2 very clear instances where it is rape, and the other one are more like thin line. Because as I said, like rape in a couple is always more blurry, because, you know, there's like, you're in a couple and you're not screaming, but you're saying no, and the person is not respecting it. And that's why I think it's really important that people know that if you're saying no 10 times and then you end up saying yes on the 21st time, it doesn't mean you want. It just means that you had enough of saying no. So that's why no means no the first time. Because else, if you kept asking, the person is probably going to say yes. And this ends up being a rape. Because this is basically begging and manipulating emotionally, being like, oh, come on. So yeah. So for the two intense, I mean, I talked about it in the interview with Asmat. There was the first time, it was at Christmas. And my family, we were not even at my place, we were at my sister's place. And we were like laying on the sofa, like everyone was gone. My sister was in bed and everything. And then, like he was basically just being like randomly out of nowhere. I think I'm gonna break up with you. Like out of nowhere. And I was like, wow, why? What did I do? And I kind of started to cry, you know, I was like fucked up, you know, we just spent a really good evening with my family and then these jobs. And then basically he was like, just, I don't know, saying shit. And then he wanted to have sex. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And he's like, see, like, it doesn't matter. Like, don't fucking love me. And you love me like your exes. Like, I'm not different. He kept on going. And he wanted to have sex again. And, like, I ended up, like, saying yes because I felt like I had to, or else he would leave me, you know? It's like, mentally, I was, like, crying. And I was like, what the fuck? Then we had sex. And I was just, like, after that, I was just, he was happy. He said he loved me. He said he was sorry for saying those stuff after the sex. Then he just fell asleep. And I kept like crying. Like I was just like, and then I was really tired the next morning and completely empty. Like, and for him to think that this is not a rape, basically, is that he has absolutely no sexual education whatsoever, but also no and emotional like liability because he saw me cry, and then he used the fact that I was emotionally like very affected by what he told me to get what he wanted. So this was like the first time where it was clearly like a rape, and the second time.
Just a second, can I translate the first time? No, jako tohle je masakr, já jsem si k tomu napsal jako pár poznámek, ale fakt je to jako masakr. Já jsem navázal na to, že ona předtím hovořila o znásilnění a o dalších věcech, tak jsem se jako ptal, on tě nějak jako znásilnil. Ona popisovala teďka na začátku, že vlastně znásilnění ve vztahu je trošku něco jiného než znásilnění ve vztahu, kdy prostě v tom vztahu tam nemusí vždycky lítat krev a nemusí ta holka brečet, ale že to je prostě pohlavní styk bez souhlasu té protistrany. Takhle o tom hovoří dokonce i zákon v naší zemi a evidentně asi i ve Francii, kdy se to stalo na Vánoce, někde na gauči u její sestry, kdy oni spali na gauči, měli fajn večer, prostě s rodinou, všechno bylo v pohodě. On přišel najednou a začal jí psychicky vydírat, že se s ní rozejde, protože ona s ním nechce spát a nějaké další hlouposti. Takže se s ním vyspala, i přestože nechtěla, asi jí to nebylo příjemný na gauči, na návštěvě doma. Po sexu brečela, on prostě jako usnul a pro něj to nebylo nic. Ona hovořila i o tom, že druhý den byla unavená a zkrátka ji emocionálně zneužil. Okay? And the second case, a teďka druhý příběh.
I mean, the second time it was like when I came back from... Wait, my cat just murdered my knee.
No problem. What she
Don't
did?
do that. She was happy I was petting her, so she used her claw on my knee. The second time it was when I came back from boot camp, so it was like right before we broke up, which kind of signed the moment where I couldn't take it anymore. What was happening? So basically, I came back from boot camp. He came to pick me up at the airport. And in the Uber, or was it? I don't remember if I came from the airport or the train station, but anyway, it doesn't really change anything. So he picks me up there, and already in the Uber, he's like, "Oh my God, now that you're back, life is gonna be so good. I'm gonna be so happy again. I'm gonna win my game again. I'm not gonna be sad anymore," because also emotionally he was very dependent on me. If I was gone or if I was sad, he was sad. If I was happy, he was happy. You know, and that was a big thing where, as I said, I was not allowed to have any negative emotions. meaning I couldn't really be sad, I couldn't really be like angry at him, because else he was always being like, oh my god, now I'm so sad, I hurt you. Like, he was always making things about him. So we were in the Uber, he started to tell me this, he started to like touch my thighs and kind of let me know he's horny, and I'm like feeling really, I mean, I was very tired and I'm feeling not comfortable because we're in a fucking Uber, like let's not do it there. So we come home, it's like a 15-minute ride. We come home, I go to bed because I'm very tired, and he joins me in the bed, and he starts to hump me and let me know he wants stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't want, I'm tired. And then he's like, come on. And I'm like, no. And then he's like, just this sentence, he used to say it all the time, like, come on, it's not gonna be long or whatever. Like, first of all, this is completely fucked up to say. And then he was like, when I said no, like, I'm tired, I don't want to, I don't feel like it, he was like, oh, but it's been 1 week and a half, you're gone, you don't even miss me, like, you don't even want to have sex with me, it's been so long. I was just mind blown, because I was like, so I just came back and I like, now I owe you sex. What the fuck is this, you know? So this happens, and then I'm like not letting it happen because I'm really tired, and then he gets angry, get out of the bed and goes stream. And then I went to sleep. So I slept for, I don't know, about 3 or 4 hours, and I wake up and he's back in bed with me. And like, he lets me know again he wants to have sex, and I'm like, no, because I mean, I just woke up, I'm feeling like cranky, not good. I mean, I just slept in the day, like, I'm not feeling too well. And he kept going, like, he kept humping me and everything, and I'm like, say no, like, I don't want to. And then he goes down on me regardless of me saying no, that I don't want to. And he's like, you will see, you will like it, and you will want. And I'm like, I'm just mind blown at this point, because I just said no like a million times, and bro is not understanding it. And then he went down on me, he gave me like, I mean, down there, and I'm just not saying anything, and it's like, look, it's not gonna like be long or whatever, like, it's like, what did he say? He was like, come on, it's not gonna be long, don't worry. And he just did his stuff, and he was like on top of me, so I was just like there, standing there, and like, the first moment he entered, I had like tears rolling down without even like feeling sad or whatever. Like, my body was reacting to it without even me being in my mind like, I want to cry. It's like I had tears rolling it down, like, I wasn't even like ready to cry. I just started to have tears rolling down my face. I didn't say anything, I didn't do anything, I didn't move. I was just like there, like, with tears running down my face. He was done. I don't think he even saw my face. Like, I don't think he even like paid attention to it. That my eyes were like teary or whatever. I just went to the bathroom, and I just like stood, like, sit down in my shower, be in my shower for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was just like standing there, like, looking in the void.
Like, what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the moment I just realized, like the violence of the act, like, because it's really hard to tell yourself that the person you love is doing that to you, and especially with Dan, because like, from other part in our life, without the drug and the sex problem, our relationship was more than great. I mean, if I was willing to marry this guy, it's that our relationship was great outside of those problems.
And you were willing to marry him?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I told him. I even told him like he should see someone for the sexual problems. I told him like he should go in therapy. And he was like, oh, I don't want to, I don't feel like it or whatever. And that's also one of the reasons why I broke up with him at the time, is because I knew he was not going to change. And I left him so many months to change and to get better and to understand that, like, me not wanting to have sex doesn't mean I don't love him, because that was one the thing he would manipulate me with.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to translate this part because
That's okay.
It's 100% that I will forget something, and
okay.
at one moment I stopped to write down the notes because it was so horrifying for me. But I can tell the people the same thing that I told you in Czech. Já vám tady tu část nebudu překládat, najděte si někoho, kdo vám to přeloží doslovně, protože já nejsem schopen to teďka doslovně přeložit, protože jsem v půlce těch bodů si to přestal zapisovat, kdy to, co ona mi řekla, je jako masakr a já jsem si to přestal zapisovat, protože jsem byl v šoku. Ne, protože by mi došel papír. Tady další dva prázdný. Okay, this is so fucked up situation. Like the first story was like, okay, I understood, I wrote down the notes, I translated it, but this story is so fucked up. Like from the moment that you went to sleep, to the moment where you had sex with him, to the moment when you were to shower and cried.
Yeah, and I mean, that's something we talked about as well, like with Dan. It's like not the act himself, but like after that, I told him that I couldn't keep doing that because like this like made me relieve my trauma. Like I told him in text, I told him he triggered, first of all, my trauma, and that he made me relieve it. It's like, I don't understand how he cannot understand that what I meant by you made me relieve my trauma. Like, how do you want me to relieve a rape trauma without being raped again? Like, I don't understand how he cannot understand it, you know? And
okay, I understand, but this thing that you're talking about happened like half a year ago, right?
No, like the second one happened right before we broke up. That's
it's 7 months.
Yeah. Okay,
it's like 7 months back.
Yeah.
So how can he tell you like I changed, the screenshots are 5 years back, it's crazy girls, if the same thing that you just told us happened with every other girl 5 years back, 4 years back, last year, 7 months back with you?
I mean, that's the exact reason why I'm speaking, you know? It's not that I don't hate him. That's the thing. Like, even though he did that to me, I'm not trying to find excuses or whatever. I know that a part of him is just he needs to see people. Like, he needs help. I'm not even kidding. Like, he needs to be sentenced for what he did, but he also needs help. Like,
yes.
If he can't see the problem in all of his actions and be like, okay, I just fucked up, it's not that big. It's a big deal, and that should never happen. And he doesn't see it as
a problem.
He doesn't see it as a problem, and also he thinks that everyone acts like that, but it's not true, and that's why that's where I'm coming from. Like, you actually need like mental help, you know?
Okay, but do you think that he will find someone to give him help, or do you think he mentally thinks that the girls are sick?
I mean, he told me he went to a therapist. But I know that he was not in therapy for long. I think he saw the therapist like 3-4 times maybe. I don't even know. But it's not long, and clearly like this kind of problems, you need to be not followed by a therapist, but by a psychiatrist. Like, it's not the therapist that is gonna like fix the stuff. There is too many things. You need to actually be followed by doctors about this. Like, it's a repetitive behavior, and if you don't see the problem in it, like, I'm sorry, but you need to go in like mental hospital. Like, you can't go around like abuse people and be like, oh, that's fine. Like, I just went to the therapist like 4 times, that's fine. I like, he texted me, I went to the therapist, I cried there, something like that. I'm not gonna like talk about the whole thing because it's his private life, it's not about our stuff. But he was like, I'm fixed. And my answer to this was like, you are not fixed. Like, going to the therapist a few times is not going to fix you. And that's one of the things where I told him also back in the days, like, if he actually worked on his sexual problems and stuff like that, then maybe we could be together. But like, without him working on it, it's not possible that we are together. And I made that very clear.
Yeah, but that's the thing that you told him, right? To go fight for his drug problems and sexual problems, and you are willing to marry him. Like, it's so fucked up situation. I never thought that we're going to publish one voice message from a girl and that all of these things are going to happen. I never thought about it. Like, really. Yeah. Like, my wife has 2 or 3 more interviews recorded that are not published yet. When we spoke last time, it was like 10 days back or 14 days back. I was telling you that she's going the next day to see 2 more girls.
Yeah.
The 2 more girls are published now. We have 3 more that are not published. Like, so it's the voice messages, Iveta, the 14-year-old girl, 1, 2, 3. I think we have 6 videos published, 5 or 6, and I think that we have 3 more, plus this one. It's so fucked up. I think he really needs help.
I mean, he needs.
You're right.
But it's like outside of the like mental health. Like, just because you're healed, just because you have problem, that doesn't undermine and that doesn't change anything you have done, and that doesn't change anything from the responsibilities, right? Because I think a lot of people will be like, oh well, if he's ill, it's not his fault. It is his fault. Everyone who is healed take responsibilities in their action. Some stuff can be explained, but that doesn't change the responsibilities. Some people who are healed and get told by people to go in therapy and get help, when they do get help and everything, that's understandable. Like, he's trying, but Dan is not trying actively to get better. I made him better in the relationship, for example, because I was gatekeeping drugs from him. I became his nurse. I basically had to keep him away from drugs, to keep him away from alcohol, to keep him away from his drug addict friends. And every time I wasn't there, he was smoking, he was trying to find drugs, he was trying to do everything just because I wasn't there. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, Dan is so good with you, he's getting so much better. A lot of people thought he changed. I got a lot of messages like that. But in the end, like, the moment, as I told you, the moment he left my house and was with Michael Everett, he got high in the car just because I wasn't there to stop him. It's not changing.
How we got drugs in foreign country?
In the car, they don't like particularly check every car. If you go through the thing.
Oh, or so you mean that? So you think that the Michael Everett brought drugs from Slovakia to France?
Yeah, for sure.
And they got high in the car.
Yeah. I mean, he posted stories, right? And then tweets, and then he was like, he was that high, like.
Okay, and how he got to the drugs in France when you were gatekeeping him? Is it easy to buy drugs in France?
No, it's not. I mean, the first time he got drug in France, he went out to get some stuff. I don't know, get money to pay the pizza or whatever. And when he went there, I don't remember. I mean, it's like whatever, but he was out to get money to a distributor, right? And basically he met someone who was smoking weed, and then he asked him if he can smoke or if he can buy. And I wasn't there, he was outside. And when he came back, he told me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, did you just ask randomly someone in the street to give you weed? I was like, yeah. And he was proud. I was like, we also took some, I have a friend that take drugs, but it's like for parties or whatever. It's not like everyday use or everyday use. We took some drug together with me and Dan, but I took it 1 or 2 times in few months. We also went festival, and on festival we brought alcohol and everything, and we didn't want to take drug. And then Dan and one of his friends, moderator, who also came, was looking for drugs all the time, and we actually had argument on the festival pretty hard. I also remember something. It's because I had my friends and my moderator there. And one of my moderator removed something from my hair, like he just picked it like that from my hair, and Dan saw it, and he was like, he got really mad. He was like, "Oh my god, you let another man touch you!" And I was like, "Bro, he just picked something out of my hair," and then he got insanely mad. It was something like, as well, like if someone would take a picture with me on an event, I had to be careful to like not be touched. So I was like posing like this or whatever. Like I was really careful with this because I knew it was hurting him. But like to this point where just my moderator picked something out of my hair and he went completely crazy, like completely crazy. Like any of my friend that was on the festival remember that also like one of my friends were taking a picture and I think one of my friend put his like hand here or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even think it happened. I think my friend was just near me. And then Dan was like, because we were upstairs in the VIP section, and then he was down, and I think Dan saw that we were taking a picture, and I was close to my friend. And then when I went down and I was looking for him, I was like, "Why are you coming? Like, you are hugging another guy or whatever. Like, don't even approach me. Don't even come to me. Like." I was like, I didn't hug her. Anything. He was like, "Yeah, that guy touched you." I was like, "What? No." And he was crazy. And I think I saw in another video or whatever that he texted like, "Oh yeah, if men touch you, it makes me so angry." I think it was to Ivetka or something like that. Like, so it reminded me like there was a lot of other behavior that were
The thing that you're talking about was in Ivetka's video where some security guy at some event where Opat was kicked out of the event because he was doing so many fucked up things. The security guy was somehow touching Ivetka, and Dan was writing Ivetka something like
like you discussed me letting a man touch you.
Yeah.
I mean that's the same thing. He told me this kind of stuff only happened to you because you're mine. I don't want to and. Like, but it's just the perma-lies, you know, like...
You know what is the worst thing? I talked to Opat for about an hour at his place, near his flat, outside. And when we were leaving there, we were 3 grown-up men there. It was me, my friend that is 45 years old, and my friend that is 30 years old.
Yeah.
And I was asking them, okay, am I stupid? Or... do Opat don't understand the problem? Because like if I would not know what he's doing to the girls and I will just talk to one girl and talk to Opat, I will tell, okay, maybe the girl made up the story. Because he's not stupid. I think he's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah.
He's a normal guy.
But it's like when you go to him with the problem and what he did, it's like he's living in another reality. Like
yes, that's the thing.
That didn't happen, but it did happen, and we had talked about it and everything. And it's like it's like he doesn't understand. Like for him that's a complete different like space. I don't know. Like it's so weird.
But you know what is also weird? In Czech Republic, if you accuse someone of felony and it's not true, it's also a felony. But Opat never told anyone, like, I'm going to press charges against Mike because he's lying, it's not true, he made up this and this and this. He never told anything like this.
I mean, just the fact that, I mean, his excuses were just Instagram story. And then he didn't stream, he completely stopped like appearing anywhere except Clash. It's like, why would you completely hide yourself if you didn't do anything wrong? Why would you not come forward with any excuses for like now it's gonna be a month already, you know?
He came forward on his only stream that he did. That was the day that we did interview with him, and he never told anything like, it's not true, she's lying, they found random girl and recorded it through AI or something like that. He never told anything like that. He told, I don't know which girl it is. That's the only thing that he told on the stream. That's all.
Oh, that sounds so suspicious.
And after it, someone took cut out his electricity. I don't know why, but his stream ended because he don't have electricity at home, and we did an interview after it. So
okay, I heard about that.
So I don't know who it was, but we were at his place watching his stream on my mobile phone, and the stream cut off, and he went outside to check the electrical fuse box, and that's the moment when we did the interview. By the way, he's telling that I am fucking how to say hyena in English? Hyena? Just a second.
Oh, yeah, I see it's hyena.
Hyena. In English,
it's the African animal, you mean?
Yeah, African.
Yeah.
Like
it's
hyena.
So.
He's telling about us that we are hyena or stupid or bad people because we recorded interview with him without his consent, which is true. But I don't think. Like I thought, I don't know how to say it in English. Just a second. Veřejný zájem. I think it's in public interest to people know his side of the story, so we published it anyway, even if we don't have any consent. Like he gave us the consent to record the audio, but we published the video also. So he complained to YouTube also, but YouTube never took down the video, and it was okay. So,
I mean, this might be an error on your part to do that, but I think at least when you're giving excuses or explanation anyway, it shouldn't change, because at some point either it's true and you did something bad and then you need to own up to it.
Okay, do you think it's true? Do you think that the things that we published in the girls' interviews are true, or do you think that the girls are making the thing up, or that they are paid girls to speak about something that never happened, or I don't know?
I mean, just from the screenshot I've seen, it's like you can give context to them, right? Or you can get them without context. Whatever is on the screenshots are fucked up, first of all. Second of all, speaking from what happened to me, how the relationship went, and everything, it was really, I mean, it's very similar, and it's like very recent. His only line of defense was it was old. They just talk because I was a bad boyfriend, but that's just not true. People are speaking up because they're not afraid to speak up because someone spoke up, and now they can share their side of the story. I'm talking and I'm only speaking not because I hate him, because I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh, she's mad because he was a girlfriend. I don't really care, like really. I'm only speaking because at some point when you're only line of defense and you're trying to make the girl look ridiculous in the eyes, I think the Instagram story from Ivetka, him posting the screenshot being like, her asking for more sex or whatever, are just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in a relationship, of course, if he can find a screenshot of me saying I love him so much or whatever, and that's true. That was true at the time. I don't care. That doesn't change what he did. And I think when you start going on those line of defense, it just shows how guilty you are. Because you have nothing else to defend yourself, but you try to make the victim look bad. This is what guilty people do. You're just trying to buy the public opinion. But, like, your community, dance community, is, like, very young boys. And I think that's why it's also really important that this case go through, and this case is a learning experience for all of them, because if Opat gets out, well, it gives the example to young men from 13 to, I don't know, 18, 20, that it's okay to do that to girls and they're not going to be punished. And this is just not okay. This is not how it should go. Like,
also he tried to tell the people that we have prosecutor friends and we have friends at police presidium and everything. But okay, even if it's true, it doesn't change the thing that we have victims and that the cops are pursuing the case. The cops never told us, no, it's stupid case, we're not going to pursue it. No, we got a message from cops with the case number and they're doing their work. We're sending them information that we got. we gave the girls from our money the defendant, the attorney, the lady attorney, because we don't have lady attorney in-house. So we need to pay external lady attorney. We have just a lot of guy attorneys, but not lady attorney. So we finance the case also from our money, and he can never tell like that. I don't know how in Czech Republic or how in any European state you can through friend prosecutor prosecute someone with 10 victims. Like we have 10 victims, and also there are a few victims that don't want to speak to us directly, and we just gave them the case number and told them, okay, go to the nearest police station and tell them this is the case number, and just do it directly through the police, you know. So
yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like when you have so many victims, I don't understand how people can be like, that's not true. Like at some point when the stories, it's like I didn't even know any of the girls before, by the way. I didn't even know Ivetka. I didn't know it was his ex. Even though I dated him, I never knew about her. I only knew about Olakis. So it's like, it's not like we know each other. It's like most of them probably don't know each other, don't live near each other. It's not like we're from the same community, like I'm from gaming community, but the rest is not. It's like, you cannot be like, oh yeah, so how many victims? 10 for now?
We have about,
11?
I think, 10 plus with the girls that don't want to speak to us directly and that we gave the case number to. I think 10 and more.
10 plus girls that comes from different timeline of the event with the same kind of problem, with the same
and different
guy.
city also.
And different city. I mean, that's what I mean. Like we don't know each other. We're from different spaces, places, work, whatever. We're like different backgrounds. I don't know how people can still be like, yeah, that story is fake. That the guy has zero problem when there is like 10 plus girls coming at him with the same problem from like a certain year to 2024. It's like you can maybe be like, okay, one girl came for what? Maybe she's just mad. Maybe she's just mad she's not with him. You can always be like this. You can always be like innocent and proven. But when there is that many victims with the same story, with the same stuff said, with screenshots, with like, it's not like direct proof, because getting proof of rape or especially like couple rape and everything, it's very hard because it's very like, it's very vicious. I will say, like, it's very vicious, you know, to do that to someone you love, because it's very hard to speak up. It's very hard to even see that was a problem. It's very hard to not be angry at yourself as well. So I don't understand how people can still be like, he's innocent. Like, I mean, to the judge he is, but to the public opinion, I'm sorry, but when you see those stuff, when you hear those girls, so how can you be like, they're gonna go on an interview, talk about their sexual life, and be like, yeah, it's gonna be cool, I'm gonna like that. Like, even me, I didn't know if I wanted to do the interview because I'm a public person and I don't want my sexual life on internet, and even my private life. It's like, after this relationship, I told myself I will never like have a public relationship because it was so hard on me with Dan, like him publishing stuff, leaking stuff.
Him publishing the picture of taking a blowjob.
Yeah,
when
or I mean, just like, also when he was streaming, for example, if I was going on his stream and I was like a bit sad or a bit mad or just tired, he will always be like, after stream, like, oh, you have to be more happy when you're around me on stream. You can't be sad, like, or people will think we have problems, or you will think you don't love me. That was also one of the very exhausting stuff I had to be, because I wasn't allowed to just be normal in my house. Like, if I was going to toilet and I looked like a fucking cadaver because I was tired from playing, I don't know, 15 hours a day, and then I had to be smiling and looking just very happy for his stream.
Okay, and have you seen the clips of him telling stupid things in Czech language that you don't understand? Have ever someone translated to you?
Yeah. And I actually like flamed him for it. I was like, you never say this stuff again, like to me or about me again. Like, and he said he will not do it. So of course I don't speak Czech, so I don't know. But...
Yeah, but he did it many times. I saw some clips on TikTok and Instagram before we had this case. Like I knew about you, but I was never Opat's fan. But I saw some clips on TikTok and Instagram and everything. But
yeah,
it's so fucked up situation now. And you know, we also we got accused that we are making money on this. You know, on the Hero platform, we have, it's something like Patreon. We have I think 15 or 16,000 people that pays €5 a month, and before the Opat case we had like 8,000. After the Opat case we had like 11,000. So Opat is not giving us any numbers. So and I think financially we are minus on the thing.
Even if it does, I don't see how it's a problem. I mean, it's like...
No, I think it's minus because we paid the attorney. We went to different cities in the Czech Republic. My wife went there with car and with my colleague and with cameraman and everything, you know. So
I mean, it's like it's founding for the like police case as well. Like I don't see why people will be mad about it. I mean, you're helping girls to come out with a statement.
But his excuse is he's making money. His friends are cops. He has friend persecutor. It's not true. Yeah, I have a friend
what are his excuses? I mean...
Yeah, but I have a friend persecutor. But you know what is the funny thing? He's not persecutor at Czech Republic. He's persecutor at Armenia. But we're in Czech Republic. So yeah, I have a persecutor friend. But in country which is 3,000 kilometers away from here. I don't have any persecutor friends. Yeah, I have a lot of friends at the cops. Like from the cops. But I don't see any way. And any of my friends from cops works at Ústí nad Labem, where the cops are handling the case. So I don't know. It's like so stupid, you know.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Like, is there anything that we want to talk about?
I think we got around the
I think we got around everything, and that we have like almost 2-hour interview.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's one last thing I will talk about. I mean, it's more about me. It's about, I know that I had a lot of comment where people will be like on the other interview, wow, she speaks about it so freely and not crying and everything. But to be fair, I was in therapy for 7 years. So talking about traumatizing stuff is, I mean, it's always, you know, you always feel bad inside, but I process my emotion about those kind of stuff right before. So I just want to explain why I'm able to like talk about it without crying or going, you know, very emotional. It's because I just process my emotions before I talk, before I speak, and I speak about facts and not, for example, how I felt or how it made me feel. So yeah, that's just one part I wanted to get over with, because I know people will see this and will be like, well, she doesn't seem too bad, you know, but it's actually because there's a lot of work done beforehand and on myself that led me to being okay with talking about the stuff going in my life and this kind of stuff in general. So yeah. Okay,
understood. Okay, I think we haven't talked about anything that will be against like YouTube TOS. So we will publish this on the Hero and also the same day on the YouTube. I don't see any problem in that, and people will see it and will not be giving like the opinion to the people. Let people do their own opinion about this case, and we will see how will court system and justice system in Czech Republic handle this case. I have some information. We can't disclose it like publicly, but I can tell you a few more new information that we have from the cops, and that's all. Let's just say bye to the people. We can talk off record if you want. Okay, so thank Eva for the interview. Let's thank Eva for the interview. Let's clap her. Thank you so much. At one moment I stopped to translate because it was so terrifying. So it's okay. People should know English language. It's their problem if they don't speak English. It was maybe stupid to at the beginning of the interview to do like two language version, but it's okay. And thank you so much, Eva, for the interview, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Ještě v češtině děkujeme a mějte hezký den.